Hello and welcome to this soothing journey through one of the most thought-provoking novels ever written. Tonight, I'll guide you through Notes from the Underground by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. Lean back, relax, and let the whispers of philosophy and human nature carry you away. This novel is a deeply introspective work divided into two parts. It's a journey into the mind of an unnamed narrator, a bitter, isolated man who reflects on society, his past, and his struggle with his own existence. In the first part, titled The Underground, we're introduced to the narrator's worldview. He refers to himself as a sick man, a spiteful man. He has chosen to withdraw from society, living in what he calls the underground, a metaphor for his isolation. He's deeply intelligent but consumed by self-loathing and resentment toward others. His bitterness stems from his belief that free will and human irrationality contradict the ideals of logic and reason. You see, for the narrator, humanity is more than rational calculations. He challenges the idea that people will always act in their best interest. Instead, he argues that humans often make choices out of spite, defiance, or even self-destruction, simply because they can. Listen to this. To act against reason, against your own best interest. This is the essence of being human. It's haunting, isn't it? The narrator's critique extends to the idea of utopia. He dismisses the belief that humanity can create a perfect society through reason and science. To him, such a world would strip away what makes us human, our freedom to rebel, even against logic. He says that in a world where everything is predetermined, people would destroy it just to assert their independence. This part of the novel doesn't follow a traditional plot. Instead, it's a stream of consciousness, full of contradictions and raw emotion. The second part, A Man of Action, shifts from abstract musings to a narrative from the narrator's life. He recounts several events that reveal his struggles with connection and his toxic relationship with his own mind. One key event involves a dinner party with former classmates. The narrator hasn't seen these men in years, and it's clear they don't respect him. They see him as insignificant, someone unworthy of their attention. But instead of declining the invitation, he attends out of pride, determined to prove his worth. The dinner quickly turns awkward. The narrator is consumed by feelings of inferiority and obsessively analyzes every word and gesture, convinced they are mocking him. By the end of the night, he feels humiliated. Later, the narrator encounters Liza, a young prostitute, in one of the novel's most memorable and heartbreaking scenes. He gives her a monologue about the misery of her life, trying to save her from her circumstances. But his motives aren't as noble as they seem. He isn't trying to help Liza out of compassion. He wants to feel superior, to dominate her emotionally. To his surprise, Liza responds with vulnerability. She comes to visit him later, hoping for kindness and connection. But instead of offering her the comfort she seeks, he lashes out, rejecting her and humiliating her. This moment is devastating for both of them. It reveals the depth of his self-loathing and his inability to form genuine connections with others. Through these moments, Dostoyevsky reveals a man torn between his desire for connection and his inability to escape his own bitterness. It's as if the underground within him is a prison, both self-imposed and inescapable. What makes Notes from the Underground interesting is its exploration of universal themes, the tension between reason and emotion, the consequences of isolation and resentment, and the paradox of human freedom, how we often harm ourselves in the name of asserting our independence. Dostoyevsky doesn't judge the narrator. nor does he offer a solution. Instead, he invites us to reflect on our own lives. How often do we act against our own best interests? How much of our pain is self-inflicted? This novel forces us to confront these questions in the quietest moments of self-reflection. And that, my dear listener, is the essence of Notes from the Underground, a novel as raw and haunting as the whispers of our own thoughts. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you enjoyed this journey into Dostoyevsky's mind, be sure to subscribe and let me know which book you'd like to explore next. Until then, may your dreams be peaceful and your thoughts as calm as a gentle breeze. Good night.